Lesson planning takes time. However, there are some ways that we can cut down on the time it takes to create our Nearpod lessons. And I'm going to help you with that today. So hang tight. Let's get into a more comfortable spot. Here we go. That's better. So if you're a big fan of Nearpod like me, you might recognize this as a collaborate board. This is just a place where your students can collaborate, add in their responses in voice, text, GIF, or image form. Now, I would love to hear your responses, but we're going to put them in the comments here. So go ahead and add your responses in the comments of this video because I want to hear what takes the longest for you when it comes to planning Nearpod lessons or lesson planning in general. Today, I'm going to break down 3 of my biggest time savers while lesson planning with Nearpod. Let's get started. I'm pulling a little bit of a fake on you because the first tip is actually this one, because the slide that you're looking at right now is duplicated from a lesson from one of my classes. I typically use this color, this font, and this size and slide format to give instructions to my students. So I can easily click duplicate. When you're in the slide editor, there are 3 dots on the slide. Click that little 3-dot button and choose duplicate. Boom shakalaka. You don't have to change colors or fonts or sizes anymore. So my little Inception trick is the first part. You're going to duplicate full lessons and go ahead and just move stuff around. So if you've been in Nearpod recently, you'll see that there is a different slide editor. It's way easier to change the order of your slides now. So when I duplicate a lesson, maybe I want time to climb to go before I teach something. I want to evaluate, I want to assess students' prior knowledge there. And so I'm going to put that before I go ahead into the content. So I'll just drag it up and it's there. But in another lesson, I might want it later at the end to assess, do like a summative assessment of what we learned in this unit or this lesson. It's at the bottom. I'm going to drag it to the bottom. So there are lots of ways that you can use this, but it's really easy to just edit those lessons after you duplicate them. Also, having that similar style allows students to be comfortable, to expect what you're going to bring in class. Now, I throw in a real good GIF on most slides. I bring a joke in, bringing that surprise, that element of surprise is important. However, giving them something to expect is also a really great way of kind of lowering the anxiety in your class. Tip number 2 is editing the library. If you have some time, I would suggest you go poke around the Nearpod lesson library. There are thousands of pre-made lessons for you, from pre-K to adult learners, from health and PE to social emotional learning to brain breaks to history to math. It's all in there, you guys. It just takes a minute to search. Filter by grade level, filter by what you want. Do you want a full lesson or do you want a quick activity? Grade level, all of this is what you're going to put in and you'll get out a lot. Once you've done that, you add the lesson to your Nearpod lesson library that you're working on, your personal library, and then you edit that lesson. So I might want to take out this activity and add in something else. Easy peasy. That is a really quick way to save time and create the lessons that you want. Lessons that are engaging, lessons that are going to hit all of the different areas that you need to. Finally, get organized. Here are some of the classes that I teach, and I simply drag and drop the lesson into these folders. It's really, really simple, you guys. If I'm really well organized and I've got that big set of folders at the top, I can just drag and drop even those pre-made lessons in. And bonus, if you're teaching kind of a set piece of classes, for example, I teach some Spanish classes, they can be their own folder from the Nearpod lesson library. You can download a whole chapter of lessons, for example, from a Spanish book, and they will be imported like that into your lesson library. So it's a really great way to stay organized. You're not scrolling incessantly, and you can also rename the lessons with the dates that you're teaching them if you've got different sections doing the same lesson. So that's it. 3 quick ways to save time when you're lesson planning with Nearpod. The first is to duplicate your lessons. If you've got a format down and you like it and your students like it and it's working, great. Just duplicate those lessons and edit them. The second is to use the library, edit the library, take those lessons from the Nearpod lesson library and edit them as needed. And the third is to get organized. Drag and drop those lessons into folders so that you're not scrolling unnecessarily. Hope this was helpful and happy teaching.